Hey guys, hello! We're gonna work back in this. We're continuing on our accordion journal. So we have this whole empty side. We did this side in the last video, so if you missed it, go back and check it out. It's on the channel. It's just a few videos ago. So I put down all these lovely bits. This side's clean though. Let's play. I was gonna do it, and then I'm like, you know what? I want to experiment a little, so I'll leave it. So I also brought out some words. I thought we're going to need some words, right? And then I just wanted to show you a few things. First, I don't know where I found this. I was going through, that book. So the book that my daughter gave me or something, one of the books I was in, had this paper in it. And look, it says 1817 Central Ave roof painting, August 30th, 1948. I don't know when this is from, but I thought these would be kind of cool to use. Kind of all of it, right? 1946 was a good year. So I wanted to show you that. Maybe we'll use that. We're definitely using this. Look at this. How can we not use this? And it's got, I could keep the red there, but I see the 199 and the 163, you know, the days since the beginning of the year and the days to the end. I thought those are red, and I just keep them in for a little pop of color. How cool is that? We're going to have to put that somewhere. I just wanted to kind of give you some other ideas, right? Because we're kind of playing along. So I got the sewing machine out because that's what I do. But don't be upset if you don't have a sewing machine. They make stamps that look like sewing machine, stitching, and I have some other options here. Okay, so I took this one of the pages from the kit, and I just did some sewing up the leaves. So this was a whole side, and it was taller, but I wanted to rip it down so I could use it on a page. And then I did some stitching in here. So some ways to use your sewing machine. I also took some of the book page bits. I do this all the time. These are my favorite. They're scrappy little bits that we can stack with. Kind of went a little wonky on purpose. This is one of the mark making pages we did, and I just sewed it to a piece of black fabric. That is going to be fun. This was another one of those leaves. Not this page, but the one that had like 6 or something on the page. And I just did some embroidery on it. So I did a back stitch, not neat on purpose, and I didn't finish it on purpose. This one, if you don't have a sewing machine, I just did some red embroidery floss. So just this. And I had a little needle here. This is the needle I used to do this and this, but I had the red in here, so I thought that would be interesting. So just, it's the duller needle points. These are, I think, not so much for sewing up crochet, though you could. I think it's more for like needle point. Somebody will correct me. I just wanted to show you these because we did a lot of black on white, but we didn't do any white. So this is just white acrylic paint on deli paper. So, you know, you can buy the big sheets on Amazon. And I just tore them up. They're like sandwich wrap sheets. This one, I don't know. They call them deli sheets in my world. But I don't think they're waxed. They might have a very thin coating, but I don't feel wax. But maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I did some circles. I did some lines, so I thought we could maybe use some of them. And then, let's see. I did this page that was just like oxide sprays. And then I put the stencil on and sprayed it with water and then let it sit there for a minute and then took a paper towel while the stencil was on it. And then I lifted up the stencil and dried it. So that gave me a nice kind of hazy, grungy look. I thought that was fun. Some typing paper. Not typing paper, tracing paper. I always do that. That is coffee stained. This is a piece of watercolor paper that I tried to stamp on. And when I first stamped it, you couldn't even see the stamp. But then I spritzed it with Gathered Twigs Distress Oxide Spray. And then I shot it with some water. And when I did that, this white actually came out. This white is actually Picket Fence, which is a distress ink. But it doesn't work. I don't know. It didn't work so well here until I spritzed it. So I didn't go back and test some more with water, but I'm thinking there's something there. I also wanted to show you these white on black. So I took my stamps and I stamped some Picket Fence on my stamps and put it on some black cardstock. This here, I used some gesso through one of my stencils. So we'll probably use a bit of that. This one, I took that medicine bottle, the prescription bottle, and I just dipped the bottom in the white gesso, and then I made rings on the black background, just black cardstock. And this one is just dots I made with a Q-tip and white acrylic paint. So this one was gesso, but this was white acrylic paint. And then this last one, well, actually, there's a couple here. This one I just did some stitching on. So I tore off, I think I tore off a piece. I stuck it over here and then I stitched it on the machine. But again, if you don't have your machine, if you don't have a machine or you don't want to sew, you could do like this, or you can get the stamps that look like stitching, or you could just draw something in there. And then I just stitched some of these black pieces of cardstock. So yeah, we're going to play with some of this stuff. Stuff. And it went really dark on the other side. And I'm still working on that. But I thought over here, maybe we could use some inks. And I don't want this to be as long a video. But I think I'm just going to use like what I would normally use is just some distress ink. So this is Vintage Photo. And I thought I'd kind of, just go around the sides. Because I pushed this all back with a little gesso. And these are watercolor paper. Yeah, this one's the watercolor paper. So I don't know. I just want to kind of play and see what we get with the inks. I might go in with some of the darker ones. But then I want to take some of the images from the kit and put them down. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go with some darker too. I don't know, it's just not grungy enough for me, this Vintage Photo this time around. But it looks really good on the fabric. I just love that. All right, well, you want to come down, so we're just going to peel you off. The grungier, the better, right? Right. All right, let's get some of the pages. I like these old photographs. The funky. Where are my scissors? Thank you. All right, let's take this barn. And I like that it has this, I don't know, black element in the frame. I think that's kind of cool. Yes, I could have cut these out before I got on camera, so sorry, you can just skip ahead. And let's grunge this up because it's very black and white, which is fine. But I think I want to layer this with some other stuff. So I might want to see the edges. And, the Vintage Photo kind of changes it to the sepia. And what else do we have? Oh, I really like parts of this map. So, what do you guys think? Drop me a comment. Tell me where you're watching from and what do you think of this month's kit? I love it, but I'm interested to see, are you playing in the grungy zone this month or did you opt out? All right, so maybe we'll do that. You can kind of start there. All right, let's ink it. Yeah, I need a different ink. Maybe I'll do a mix. I'll do this one. I don't know, what are we doing here? I'm fighting with, sorry about the shake. Sorry about the shake. I think I'll do this and then I'll go over it with the darker scorched timber that I have. And then it kind of gives it that almost like burned mark that we used to almost set the house on fire trying to achieve the best. Kind of like that. I feel like it needs something under. Maybe this. Maybe a piece of it. This is gonna kind of be under it, but just in case. I think I want it under both. Just kind of peeking out like that. Okay, I need to put something under here. Okay, I got a piece of vellum. I also have this paper down, but I don't want I'm going to be able to take the vellum out and not have everything stick. So, got my silicone brush. And then we will just this. Oh, I wanted this under here. Too late. It's all right. It's all right. I can put another something over it. Sometimes it works too good. So this is the matte gel medium. I don't know if I showed it to you. And I'm just kind of using it like a glue. I feel like with mixed media, this is my best solution because it's got movement and Oh, that's cool. From the ink that I put around the edges, it's kind of going over too. Okay, that's good. What else? What else do I want on there? I want it to go down. That's fun. There we go. Okay. It still needs stuff, so let's see. Just looking and evaluating. Looking and evaluating. What do I want here? I need something up here. Oh, maybe like this. Definitely. That one works really well. This has something on the other side. That looks really good. I feel like I want a piece of graph paper or something really simple there. Or one of these kind of backgrounds that, oh, like this. Is that all going to be too many dots? I don't know. I feel like I'm losing some of the dots, so hold on. I'll keep looking. It is snowing here right now, which is ridiculous. Okay. Maybe we can expand it over to the other page. I think that will make me feel better. Okay. We'll do that first. Let's get this one down. My doggo is barking at something. And there were like 50 robins on my yard. On my lawn. I'm like, what on earth is going on? It's like the apocalypse out there. It's snowing and dreary, and there's like a flock of robins. You know, you see one or two, but not a flock. Okay, I kind of feel like I like that. So, you know, feel free to get out your palette or your jelly plate. I'm just kind of going with the flow. This is a little heavier weight cardstock, so I want to make sure I got a lot of glue there. Yeah, okay, I kind of like that. We'll let that dry. Let's go over to this one back here. And, I got out a little rusty hinge. I think I want to play with some of that with some color. All right. I took some paper bag, you know, just like shopping bag, paper bag. And I took some stamps, just distressed stamps. And I don't know if that's marker or paint. But anyway, I made these strips. So maybe we can use some of these. Everything's sticking. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's stick it down. I can always cut it off. Super easy, right? You just get your paper bag and stamp on it. Paint on it. Use your markers on it. And then I don't know, it just becomes another element. Come on. I have too much and then I don't have enough. And then, let's see. This one has like diamond plate and, oh, I know what these are. These are my, my graphene. So I'm like, what is that? Yeah, so these just, they're water reactive. So when you dip them in water, they get really dark, like kind of like a watercolor. I'll show you it in a sec. But so you can you can draw first and then add water, or you can kind of dip them in water. They're really fun to work with. So these are Lyra water soluble graphene, and it came in a 3-pack. They look all alike, but they're one's slightly different. So let's see and tell me. So 2B, 9B, and 6B. This one I think is the darkest, even though they all kind of look dark. But I made these, kind of organic floral elements with them, and they dry really fast. The problem is if you don't seal them, they're going to kind of get all over the place. So let's not use them. I have a different one in here. Get to it without there being a... Ooh, I have this one with some red on it. That might be fun. Let's do that. And sticking out well. Now you're going to stick. Okay. You see how it's drying nice and matte? I really love that. Okay. This can go here, and I'm thinking maybe this set of numbers here from this sheet. Why am I cutting instead of tearing? I don't know. Because I want to. We'll see if this fits in its space. If not, I'm going to get one of my graphs. No, I think that'll work. Okay, let's get that down, but it needs grunge. And I might go over it with the rusty hinge. We'll see. So, I'm kind of just making this grungy. I don't have a theme other than grunge. If you have a theme, like an abandoned building or something, or I don't know, just whatever it is, then you can kind of match with that. I really just wanted to use this as a place to kind of get some stuff down on the page and just kind of experiment and show you guys some techniques and stuff like that. So I don't really have a theme outside of, just the standard grunge. Okay, and then I don't know if I want that there now. I really like the red, but I'm looking at this piece, loving it. I'm loving it. What do I need in here? Maybe a little piece of this. If I put something down and I don't like it, I can always go over it, right? So I'm not that worried about it. Yep. Ooh, yeah, you see how this is graphite, or the graphene pencils also, you see how it's kind of, which I don't mind because now it's just letting me grunge up some of the rest of this, which is kind of cool. The red is acrylic paint, but this is those graphite pencils. But okay, that's not bad. I don't mind that. Oh, I guess I broke my house. There's a hole in my house. All right, I overdid it. I overworked the paper. I don't want to, I just want to cover it. I don't want to make it tear anymore. Which I don't care that it teared because that just gives me more grunge. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's fine. We can move along here. I love the way this turned out. I think I want it this way. That's kind of cool, like that. This needs and I gotta get a dauber. Hold on. I have my brush for my rusty hinge, but oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. I don't have, but I don't want to bring that down here because I think it's gonna get gunked up. So I'll just use these temporary things. Look at how that's picking up all that yumminess. Mixing these colors too just brings some delightful surprises. All right, so I think like that. Let's see what the rusty hinge does when it gets all full of matte gel medium. Hopefully it'll, oop, I'm getting it on the, trying not to do that. That's what that's for. All right. Because of the stitching, I just want to make sure that I have a good amount so it doesn't come up. Now it might come up anyway, but I'll do my best here. And it is on a crease, so I gotta let it dry really good before I try to recrease that. That's kind of cool, like that. Don't want extra stitching because I already have the stitching. No, no. No. Maybe one of these. That's kind of cool. I don't want to cover up all that fun stitching that I did, so. And this is that deli paper with the acrylic. This has a tendency to wrinkle a lot. So I think that's my hair. Okay, there we go. I like how it's collecting there and holding down that stray string. I think that looks pretty neat. Let's put the 15 there. Let's see what we get. Maybe we'll go like that. And then I can go over it with some more rusty hinge or something else. That's kind of cool. You know what I want is I want a die cut. I want a die cut in black. It's the one thing I haven't taken out. So let me get one. I'm off screen, but I'm going to show you what I am picking up. So now that's too much leaves. Okay, here we go. All right, let's leave this out. I think there's enough black in here. What other colors do I have? I have white, but I could. I'm going to mix, so I'm not just going to leave it orange like this. This is the rusty hinge. I think I want to kind of put it here. But it definitely needs it needs a like a balance of colors here. So I do want the hints of the rusty hinge, and I think I'm just going to spray it with a tiny bit of water. So I'm just going to, well, let's see if I can. Yeah, I just want a little spritz. These are oxides, so I'm just going to let it sit there a second. Get a paper towel. Let it oxide. Because I think I want it here. I don't know. And then maybe I'll go around it with a black marker or something. I need more. Too much. But I don't want it to lift, so. Still have to spackle my househole there. Okay, I think that'll look cool when it's dry, and then I think it would be fun to kind of go around it with some black to kind of pull out the rest of that black. All right, so I think that one's done. Okay, hold on. I'm blocking myself here and dropping stuff. Film strip might be fun. I have this one, and I love this one, so I'm just going to keep those out. And I just saw a birdie. Can't forget the birdies. Maybe we'll use it, maybe we won't. I don't know, but it's good to have options, right? What is your favorite die cut? Why don't you tell me in the comments below? What's your favorite die cut? Do you have a favorite die cut? Do you like to use die cuts? I do. I love them. All right, so this is a film strip, which means we have an opportunity to lay it down and put some stuff under it, right? That would be fun. Kind of like and more papers. Where are you guys? No. I'm looking for the one that has like the weird haunted faces. Ooh, the crow. I almost forgot about you. Let's not have an avalanche. All right, this door. So all of these images are in the public domain. So if you do purchase this after the month, because for personal use, well, it's free. But if you purchase it after the month and you want to use it to sell it, you can, because all of these are from the public domain. Oh, no, we don't want that. I'm thinking maybe something with the black. Kind of like that. Where's that crease? Right there. And this crease is there. I kind of like that. Let me do the vintage photo here. Yeah. I have some other ideas, so bear with me. So what I'm thinking is this, right? And then where are those stitched pieces? Ah, these. And I was thinking it might be cool to just use a few of these for the contrast. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, so let me take this guy. This is Vintage Photo ink. So, Vintage Photo Distress ink. And then I have the ink for Scorched Timber. That's what's on this dauber. And then the Rusty Hinge is actually an oxide. So it oxidates when you add water to it, but I don't have that on here. I'm just letting you know because I used it before. All right, so I have to do this in stages. think this is going down first. Okay. And I don't think I've ever put down tracing paper with, come on, the matte gel medium, so I'm not sure. We're going to experiment together and see how well it holds. It should hold fine, but we'll see. And I'm minding that crease there. Oh, look at how that jumped out. It's kind of cool. Okay, so I think that's going to be fine. And I like that it's getting wrinkly like that. It's actually pretty awesome. And then we got this one. And again, if you didn't see the first couple of videos, I sealed my images with some matte gel medium so that the inkjet wouldn't run. So you can go back to the second video and see what I did there. My crease is like right here. It's going to be fun folding it so close to that stitch, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Right now, I want to get this loveliness down so that I can put those other pieces on. And I'm wondering if I should glue them, like with regular glue. I think I will. I'm going to use my Fabrifix on top of this. Thinking it might just hold better. And I don't remember what order I was in, but that's okay. I like the way this looks. I don't know, it just looks creepy. Creepy's good sometimes, unless you're a clown. Don't like creepy clowns. I made creepy clowns this year, but you know, I don't want to see them show up or nothing. Looking over my shoulder. Yeah, I don't know, like that. That's got to do some good drying. All right, so we did 4 pages. I think I'm going to end it here. We can keep going, but I know you guys also want to go play it on your own, so, you know, I'm going to give you some space to do that. I am going to dry this. Gosh, I love the way that looks. I just love the black there. Need my cap. All right, guys. Tell me what you think. Tell me how we're doing. What do you think? Are you doing something more purposeful? Is your grunginess coming along? Are you posting pics in the Facebook group? I would love to see that. Do I have any more of this? Yeah, I'm just going to use my finger to kind of separate these and kind of let them glue down with the matte gel medium. Wear gloves, kids. Yeah, I think using the Fabrifix was a good choice. But, all right, we're going to leave that to dry. I think we did good today. I gave you some more ideas to work with. So you have some options. Sew, don't sew, white, black. You got all sorts of stuff that you can play with. Stitch onto it. Do anything. Look for old ephemera. So that's kind of cool. And I will probably stamp. Like come in here and do some stamping in the future. So, but I think we're at a good stopping point, and let me know what you think so far. I would love to hear from you. Your opinion matters, and I'm just interested. So leave me a comment. Just say hi. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, please. It really helps the channel. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, because then you get alerted when I post up new videos. You just got to hit that notification bell and turn it to all, and then you'll know when the next one goes up. You can also join the Facebook group Hither and Yon Create Space, and we have some fun over there, and I post new videos when they come up, as well as on my coffee site. So that's ko-fi.com/Hither and Yon Studio. And there's some freebies over there as well for you if you're interested. So I will see you guys in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great rest of your day or night. I'll see you soon. Bye.